Right back at you on the Real Kyper and Bourne show. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, Jake the Snake Schultz, Derek Brandeo for the fastest 2 hours in hockey. We are live on Sportsnet 360, Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, 960 in Calgary, and always streaming on Sportsnet Plus. Don't catch us live. No crying in baseball, right? Go to
you just get up and then you hit a big home run.
Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube and have a listen at your convenience. This hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. In a few minutes, we'll welcome in the general manager of the New York Islanders, Matthew Darche, who, had his hands full. And JB, you know this from your association over the years with that Islander organization. It's been a challenge, a real challenge. They've got a bright light and an 18-year-old rookie here who's setting NHL records right out of the gate. But we'll get into that and so much more. And outside of that, Sammy, you've got your starting pitcher for Game 1 in the World Series, Trey.
Day,
and I'm wearing these stupid headphones like DJ Jazzy Jeff over here. I feel
It's like
such an
the
idiot.
cone of shame for a dog after they've been at the vet. You have to wear these.
Forgot my iPhone.
Sammy,
So
headphones.
Sam
never look
can't
bad
gnaw
in
on
our
his
eyes.
fingernails.
So,
Like an idiot.
you're going to Game 1.
I'm going to Game 1.
Yeah. I heard your story yesterday.
Do you like Trey?
I got offered 2 behind the Jays dugout for tomorrow night.
For free or for pay?
No.
Pay.
No, I'm not paying for it.
Oh.
So you're going?
No, I'm not. I'm working.
Oh, no.
Oh, Kip, you got just leave me alone, buddy. I'll do it solo.
We
No,
gotta
I'm
talk to
working.
somebody. No, we got to talk to somebody.
No.
We got to talk to somebody. I'll do
No,
it.
I gotta work.
Anyone listening?
I got Toronto and Buffalo regional on Sportsnet. All they had to do was move the game to 5, and I'm gold.
Yeah.
They move it from 7:30 to 7. What does that do for anybody? Seriously.
It's about Saturday. It makes Saturday viable. The Saturday.
Oh.
Kippy,
What?
I'm sick for you, brother. That's honestly, listen, we have an incredible job and we're blessed to get to do what we do, but that is one of the toughest breaks of all time.
I'm fine.
No.
Sammy, I'm fine.
Okay.
I will say
All right,
this.
Kip, I do
No,
the early retirement thing.
I-
See you later.
Can I say something?
Going to Game 1, then moving to Florida.
For the son of a Greek immigrant kid who went from like nothing to winning a Stanley Cup 30 years ago in 1994,
Okay.
everything is well below that, including Game 1 of the World Series.
You've hit your
Okay.
career high.
You know what? I don't feel bad for you anymore.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
you got the Stanley
In
Cup
New
above your
York
head
City.
in Madison Square Garden.
Yes. So I
take it back.
I love like living vicariously through you now,
Okay.
going to your Stanley Cup, World
Yeah.
Series,
Yeah.
Super Bowl, whatever it is to you.
By far the biggest game I'll
It's-
ever
it-
attend.
It's great to see how excited you are.
Mm.
And I
There'll be
do.
bigger games this year.
I will take a page out of Mark Messier because when we won the Stanley Cup, we took it to the China Club, right? And I'm on stage with like Brian Leach and Ricky and a few of the other guys, and we're going crazy. And at the other side of the room was just mess, just having a beer,
Yeah.
almost not by himself, but he's just standing and watching us. And I'm like, hey, man, you get up here, man. This is great. This is awesome. And he's like, I've done it 5 times before. I just like watching you guys.
Like I do this most of the seasons I play.
Right?
So
So, I don't know. Like, would I love to go to a World Series in my hometown in Game 1? Yeah, I would, but not the end of the world to miss it.
Well, you're going to see young Trey
Great perspective,
Yasavage
brother.
start his 4th postseason game. He has 3 career regular season starts. It gives Gosman a chance to pitch on regular rest. The Dodgers haven't seen Yasavage before. If you're going to beat them, you need some things to go right. And I think one of those things is
The only thing missing
here's a guy
is
they haven't seen.
Otani pitching Game 1. That's the only
Did I
thing
say
missing.
He's not going to pitch till game 4.
Yeah, the reason when Otani is pitching Game 4, I'm like, oh, they got forearm.
Forearm's better. 3 arms better.
Game 4. He's like starting 1-3-5 for the Jays.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But Savage is a great call.
Great call.
Great
All
call.
right. So one more sleepover, Sammy.
Yep.
One more sleep, and you're good to go. I know we got Matthew Darche coming up in a few minutes. Do we have time to kind of talk for a lot of people, including in Calgary, who listen on Sportsnet 9? I'm sorry.
You're right.
960 in Calgary.
Yep.
Dustin Wolf.
Yeah.
And his choice words after a disappointing loss in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got a point off of a team that's pretty hot right now. But let's go to his comments after the game, and let's pick it up from there, okay? This is Dustin Wolf.
It's tough. I mean, I can't generate offense, so I do. Hope that our guys can generate a couple. I'm glad we got one there. We got a point, but we got to keep working to find more offense.
Okay, it skipped out on me.
Yeah.
Did you hear what we needed to hear?
He said that I can't generate offense, is what he said.
Okay, but he also had
The other line that I know
Yeah,
that he said
I
at
don't know
some
if we
point
heard
was
it.
that I did my job.
Yeah, did we hear that?
That was maybe where it skipped out.
Yeah.
Okay, it skipped out.
Yeah.
Did it skip out for everybody?
I think maybe.
Okay,
Try
we'll
it
play
again.
one more
Try
time.
it again.
Dustin Wolf on not generating offense.
It's tough. I mean, I can't generate offense, so I do my job. I try to keep the puck out of our net, and hope that our guys can generate a couple. I'm glad we got one there. We got a point, but we got to keep working to find more offense.
Okay, it's been a busy week in post-game comments that can cause a ripple.
Mm-hmm.
Stolarz, you knew where I stood from day one. I'm going to go to you first on Dustin Wolf, JB.
Yeah. You know, I thought the Stolarz one was so much about the physical nature of it and not protecting him and guys falling on top of him and looking through screens and his frustration with the way their team was playing. I really didn't like the Wolf ones, which I know runs counter to what I said about Stolarz the day before. Stolarz ones felt much more, I'm mad at the where we are going. The Wolf ones felt like these guys aren't doing good. Like, I did my job, they're not doing good. It feels a little bit more finger pointy, even though I'm sure it's not. The other part is that Wolf's numbers this year so far are bad. And I know that that's a big part of why you thought the Stolarz thing, you didn't think he has the cachet to say it. Wolf is in year 2 or 3 in the NHL, probably 3. And, had the second worst goals above expected in the league last I checked. Going into last night, he was very good, had one very good game. But I don't know, I didn't like it.
Yeah, the cachet thing can play a part in it, but I'm not even sure the greatest of the greats would come out and say, I do my job.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that really bothers me, for sure, is this is a game that we're supposed to be all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
And that one doesn't support that. That one is a very individual, I had my man.
Mm-hmm. I had my man as the classic phrase.
The
for
worst.
The one where you've turned your back on the team.
The worst.
Yeah. Come
right?
off the ice, coach. Wasn't my fault. I had my man.
That's up to the coach to say, you had your man, you didn't.
Yeah.
That's up for the coach to say that, not the player to his teammates, and certainly not to the public.
Mm-hmm.
So much like the Stolarz situation, I look at it from a player's perspective in the dressing room, how we look at each other, how we treat each other, and nothing good can come out of this for Dustin Wolf telling 22 other guys with some healthy scratches, I did my job, you're not doing your job.
You know what particularly kind of gets my goat about this one is, for the Leafs, I always felt like there's more for them offensively. There's more for them physically. There's more in there. I'm just going to pull it up real quick, but last year the Calgary Flames finished, where do you think, in goals for per game?
25?
Yeah, they're 29th.
Ooh, even worse.
Yeah, so there's 3 teams worse than them in the league, and they had 96 points, by the way. 29th in goals for per game. So there's not more here for the Flames. So for Wolf, it's like, what are you hoping to inspire? You don't have the talent. The team does not have the talent to score a pile of goals. So that's kind of his spot. He committed how long to be there? 6 more years?
I think 6.
Like, you're going to be there as a part of the rebuild, and you're going to need to build with the team. You can't get blood from a stone. So I'm less sure what he's hoping to inspire from his team, and more sure he just wants people to know he's got his guy.
Yeah. I think I do like seeing how I watched the whole press conference, and that was his last answer, and he was steaming mad from the start of it. And you do want the guy to be competitive and pissed off and mad or whatever. But even if you say, I can't generate offense, but then saying even if you just say that, but saying I did my job is the biggest hockeyman red flag you could have. Yeah. There's no coach that wants to hear that.
I'm starting to wonder now too. And, one thing that the public or the fans aren't generally privileged to is the dynamics of a PR department, right? And I'm just starting to wonder now, even from when I played to today, what has happened there? Is it strengthened? Is it weakened in terms of the relationship between a player and his PR people in the room that are supposed to help you? And
so when you are steaming mad, say, he's not doing interviews today.
Who's reading the room here? Yeah. Who is understanding that after a game, if there's levels of frustration, that's a PR department's job, is to feel the vibe of the team and where you need to kind of go with your players and prep them. There has to be conversations. Hey, how you feeling?
Yeah.
Stolarz, and I know Matthew's on the line here, but my last thought is with Stolarz, my understanding is he probably said a few things in the dressing room. You might want to catch him before he goes to the microphones as well. So, anyways, that's just a thought there off the top of my head. But let's welcome in the general manager of the New York Islanders, Mathieu Darche, who's certainly recovered nicely off of maybe a slow first couple of games. Matthew, thanks for joining us. How are you?
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, so a lot of places that we can go, but let's go to an 18-year-old rookie who, I don't know, is playing like a guy that's been 12 years in the league, the minutes that he's played, the offense that he's provided. Give us your early thoughts of your first pick overall last season in Matthew Schaefer.
Well, he's been as advertised, right? You guys have seen a few games. He's what surprised me the most, I've been telling people, is how, you always expect those 18-year-olds, especially the high-end guys, first pick overall, offensive guy to come in. All right, they have the offensive game, but sometimes all right, there's a lot of work to do on the defensive side. And trust me, there's still work to do with Matthew on a lot of facets on the ice. But what impressed me the most is his defending, how he's able to defend with his legs, with his stick. He closes guys early. So that's been the most impressive feat. And never mind the offensive stuff, which is extremely impressive. I mean, even when you look at the data behind it, he's one of these with the most burst over 20 miles an hour, and he skates like the wind. But his defending is what really sets him apart with other 18-year-olds that have played in the NHL before.
I mean, it's one thing, and I'll let JB jump in here, but I just wanted to follow that up with, I've been around long enough where I've watched a few 18-year-olds try to come in. As a teammate, I've watched it with Chris Pronger early in Hartford, and there's a real sense of they're in a development stage no matter what. And is there a thought that it's still early, too much too soon? How guarded are you with this guy? If it does go a little bit south here, do you pull him way back? I mean, we've never seen the minutes out of a defenseman like we have early in the season with Matthew and you guys here, but how much of a a conscious look at, okay, like he's still developing here. We got to be careful.
Well, when he came in, obviously everybody knows he didn't play a lot of games last year. He got hurt in Erie, and he got hurt at World Juniors. So like, you know what, we knew he was very talented. So let's give him training camp, see how he looks. Let's give him the first few games and see how it looks. And I mean, there's only 2 games. I mean, 2 out of 6 is still a third of the season. There's only 2 games. He played 25, 26 minutes. So is that the amount of minutes we necessarily want him to play every game? Probably not. But the last few games, he's been 18 to 22-ish minutes, which I think is very manageable for his age. But we're giving him as he can take. And obviously, you have to be cognizant that he's 18 years old. He's never played a grueling schedule, like especially what's coming up. We have 16 back-to-backs. We haven't had one yet. So we know it's going to be a condensed schedule the rest of the way. But right now, like he's making us a better team, and he's playing in all situations, and he's having an impact on games. So it's tough to not put him out there. But I'm sure there'll be moments during the year where it's tougher. It's normal. It's 18. He's playing against men for the first time, but so far nothing as he hasn't shown us anything that we got to be careful because it might be too much. And you know, like I've told people, like you guys have seen him pre-draft, and you hear his interviews, like the attention of being a first overall pick, and especially in a market like New York, like his maturity is what sets him apart. I think he's able to handle that. I got boys that are 20 and 22 years old. They weren't mature like that at 18, I'll tell you that much. So his maturity really helps him deal with all the attention that comes around with being a first pick overall and in the market like New York.
Yeah, he's leaned in really well. I think just even seeing the post-game interview on Long Island. So I wanted to get your thoughts on how it's been taking over on Long Island. It's a unique place to live and to be a part of, and you're taking over from Lou Lamoriello, who obviously had a very strict set of rules and all that. How has that adjustment been for you taking on that? Oh, and I also wanted to add, I know you've been involved in the community quite a bit in your first summer, and the Gillies family was very grateful to have you at their event this summer. So I know you've already been out there on the island and a big part of things.
Well, I know you're a vet because you already say on the island and not in the island. So I've learned that pretty quick. I was told my first press conference, you don't say in Long Island, you say on Long Island. That's so right. I figured it's been great. And, you know, like to be able to have success, like you need great ownership. And I've been very fortunate having the support of the ownership here. I mean, you've been around here, Justin, too. Like you've seen the arena. It's a top arena in the NHL. It's a great setup, great practice facility. Listen, I can't take credit for it because I wasn't named yet, but we won the lottery. You know, you can take a job and I won't take any credit for that one. Even if I was GM, you can't really take credit because it's luck, but it's been great. I mean, the island is an awesome place to live. You know, you're in New York without necessarily being in New York, so it's easy access to New York. And in the off season, not that I've had time to play much, but there's a lot of outstanding golf on Long Island. So our players really enjoy living here. The way it's set up with the practice facility and the game rink, I don't have to get into traffic, which is not an easy thing to say in New York. So, which is great. I'm able to get to both arenas without traffic and in 15 minutes from where I live and to both arenas. So it's been awesome.
You're watching and listening to Mathieu Darche, general manager of the New York Islanders. So, Matthew, it's one thing just to take over a job in the NHL as a general manager, and there's another one where you take over for a guy like Lou Lamoriello. So, how is that transition? Is Lou still readily available? Is he in the office every day? Like, how's that role been kind of defined now moving forward?
No, Lou's not involved in hockey operations at all, but he's very generous that if I've needed him, and I won't lie to you, I've reached out to him a couple of times when I first got the job because I had a few RFAs with our Brights. Obviously, he had started discussions with agents, so I was able to pick his brain on what kind of discussion he had. So if I want to use him, I know he's very generous, and he told me, hey, if you ever want to call me, I can, but officially there's not a role here, but he's been very generous with anything I've asked of him when I got the job. And yes, but I'm different than Lou, obviously, and it's if I try to be Lou Lamoriello, I'd be phony, and people ask me if I try to be Julian Brisebois, I'd be phony, because you have to be who you are. So Yeah, some rules have changed. That's who I am, and you've seen some of our guys with beards, and it works for Lou, and I have to be me. And even first time I met Lou, he said, "Hey, be you," and that's the first piece of advice Julian gave me when I took this job: is don't try to be anybody else than you. That he gave you the job because you're you. So yeah, some things are different, and because I'm doing it the way I see it to be successful. So that's how we're going.
So Matthew, how do you plan to sort of pivot this organization? Last year, you guys moved on from Dobson, grabbed 2 high picks, Atchison and Eklund, as well as Schaefer here. So you're not doing a rebuild, but you have some great young talent there. What does the process look like of getting where you are now, which is a competitive team, to where you want to get?
Well, I mean, obviously, we were able to replenish the prospect pool a bit, and so the Islanders have gone to, like some playoff runs the last 5-6 years. So where I came from, I know a thing or two about trading a first-round pick. So that they haven't had many the last few years. So I think I've had more this year in my first draft more first-round picks in my first draft than I had in my 6 years in Tampa. So which is
that's hilarious.
So it's just I don't think I need to burn anything to the ground. We're going forward with it, but I was able in a year. Part of it is luck, right? That we, especially with the first pick overall, is we replenished our prospect pool, and we're going forward. And now gradually, and we have some guys that have been drafted before that are playing college that will turn pro after this year. So we have guys in the near future coming in, whether they're in the NHL or spend time in the AHL, but we're trying to build towards it. I still have a lot of good pieces, from my goalie to we have some strong defensemen. If you look at the center line with Barzal, Horvat, and Pajot, that's pretty good top 3 center right there. Never mind the wingers. I have a lot of good wingers that have been in the NHL and have had success in the NHL. So I didn't think we needed to burn it down and rebuild, but we're moving forward with an eye on the short term and obviously on the long term also.
Patrick Waugh and the relationship that you guys have moving forward. We heard Patrick go public on helping his goaltenders, particularly Sorokin, and he could use a lot more of his experience as a goalie and kind of take himself for a second out of being a head coach and sharing the things that he went through with his goaltenders. Is that something that you guys had discussed prior to leaning on more? Is it something that was a real conscientious effort to pull more out of Patrick than just being the head coach?
Well, one thing that people think, maybe because we're both French-Canadian, I didn't know Patrick before. The first time I got Patrick's number is when I got this job. The Friday I got named, I got his number. I mean, like anybody, like last year, I think the first time I spoke with him last year in Tampa, he was walking to the bus. I was walking to my car and we chatted because I obviously know who he is and he know who I am because I played for Montreal. And then that's the only time I chatted. I didn't have his number. So I met with him and I wanted to work with him. And Patrick is a lot more humble than people think he is. Like, even for goalies, he said, the position has changed from when I played. I go, I'm not going to coach a technical part of it, but like Patrick and I talk. I say, yeah, but a mindset of a goalie. That doesn't change, right? The competitive mindset and how you bounce back after a bad goal or a bad game. So that's what he's taken on a bit more with our goalies this year. Because like he said, like the position, like the way the butterflies played back then, there's no goalies that play like that anymore. The position evolves. So he's not there on the technical side, but on the goalie mindset, he can definitely help. And it doesn't matter who the goalie is. They still know he's Patrick Waugh. So there's some things he can bring as far as Kyper, you played against him, I'm sure, quite a bit. Like, if there's one thing, Patrick's a competitor.
Scored a goal. I got a goal against him in the Montreal Forum.
Yeah, but you know how competitive he was and the mindset. Like you hear stories of Patrick when he played, and if he walked in the room after the second, he said, guys, just score one. There's no more goals coming in. Well, there are no more goals that were going in. So that fiery, competitive mindset he still has. So he can be a resource for a goalie. But I think he tries also, especially on the technical side, not to be too much because of who he is. So yes, that's why we let the goalie coach do his job.
Matthew, obviously, when you take over a new organization, you're not as familiar with all the players throughout the whole system. Since you've been there, is there anyone that's caught your eye and you've gone, oh, okay, well, I didn't know that guy had that ability or that sort of thing that surprised you in a positive way?
No, I mean, obviously, when you start interviewing for those jobs, you do a lot of research, but and you watch games, and by the end of the day, you don't know their personalities. And obviously, we have some great personalities here. Actually, it's funny. I have Matt Martin working with me now. One of the players that I mean, there's a lot of players I've learned to enjoy, but like Cal Palmieri, I was like, he's like that greasy old school player, like he creates havoc in front of net. He comes out of the corner. Like I call him like a greasy player that I knew he was, but I've learned to appreciate it even more since I'm here. Like he just finds a way to get to places. He finds a way to come out of the corner with the puck, and he might be in the goalie's face a few times, a bit a la Corey Perry that we had in Tampa. So he's got a little bit of that gamesmanship in front of the net. So
yeah, it's I guess getting to know those players, and then there's also getting to know staff and stuff. I know you guys recently moved on from the goalie coach, Piero Greco there. I knew him a little bit from here at my time in Toronto. Is it just a matter of you're new there, get the guy you want in there sort of thing, or is it dealing with the goaltender? How do you come to a conclusion early in the season like that?
Well, obviously I'm still evaluating a lot of things. I just felt it was the right timing for a reset with our goalies. I look at last year and this year, and our coach in Bridgeport was the goalie coach for Ilya in Russia. They had success together. So I just felt the timing was right to have a little reset for our goalies. And we brought Sergei Kypreos has done great things with the organization. After 7 years, I just felt it was time maybe for a different voice and a reset for our goalies.
Just in terms of, I know your job description isn't to sell tickets, but it's, being a small part of that New York area in my career, I know the challenges for sure and the competition to put people in seats. But again, just to kind of circle back to Matthew Schaefer and what he could mean moving forward for this organization in a very competitive area, Matthew.
Well, our fan have really, because if you meet the kid too, is how he's genuinely is a good person. I mean, his parents did a great job raising him. And listen, the kid's turned 18 in September, and he already has an NHL buildings chanting his name after he scores a goal. So life is pretty good for him. But for sure, like he's a dynamic player. Like he's exciting to watch. Like when listen, I got a front row seat from the press box, and like the way he skates is I wish I skated half as the way he does. Maybe I would have played more games in the NHL, but the way he skates he's an exciting player to watch. He's got good chemistry with guys like Matt Barzal. They like when you look at them on the ice, they seem to click together. So it makes it exciting for our fans to see the first overall pick that's really panning out right now. Again, I don't want to oversell because it's 6 games in, so we always have to make sure, because there's adrenaline, right? At one point, there's a grind to a season, but right now and for our fans, his personality is engaging. And the best example I gave, you guys saw the video we did when we signed his contract. We brought 20 kids that lost a parent, which the same thing happened to him. And we were going to the Mets game. He was going to throw the first pitch and announcing his signing there. And at one point, we had about 20 kids. I had to tell Pat Morris, his agent, well, he kind of needs to, and that's nothing to do with cameras. At one point, it was just us in the room. He was taking 15, 20 minutes with every kid, asking them about their story, telling them about his story, how for him grieving, was talking about his mom. But like, how many 17, at that point it was 17-year-olds act like that? And he's got an engaging personalities. And when we've done fan events, like he's genuine with the fans, which makes it excited for everyone.
A 3-game losing streak has turned into a 3-game winning streak as you guys continue against Detroit tonight. Best of luck, Matthew. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Mathieu Darche. Yeah, listen, I mean, I asked him a little bit on that because, and he spoke of Matthew and how great he was. I didn't want to revisit that part, but just the part of, and you could speak to this because you grew up in the area, and like it's tough for the Islanders right now that they haven't had a winning history. The competition around there, like part of what I see with Matthew Schaefer is just not that he can help me win games today, but he can help get people excited around here and starts thinking about selling this building out consistently once again.
Yeah. It is funny. Like the Islanders, how long ago was it they went to back-to-back conference finals? Like 3 years ago or something?
It was right after Lou left the
there.
Leafs, and we always talk about. No, it was after Tavares left, and they got to talk about how much further they went without Tavares.
They had pretty good runs there for a bit, and then it was a lot of drama with the building, and I think people kind of got out of the routine of going to Islanders games, right? They were in Barclays, and it was just kind of, it wasn't good for them for a while, no doubt. And this Schaefer thing could not come at a better time for the Islanders, at a time when UBS Arena is amazing. You want to go see a game, right? You go see this kid. It's exciting. Got more first-round picks on the way. The All-Star game next year, that was just announced. So it does feel like it's kind of becoming cool again around there to be into the Islanders.
Can we just quickly stop on that conversation, the All-Star game thing?
Yeah.
Where they were like, we'll do the send-off for them to go to Milan or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like,
Italy.
we're not doing that.
Yeah, actually, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. You'll have it in 2027.
We'll take a smoke break on
what
that.
was that idea?
When did that happen? That one
Yesterday
flew.
or the
Like
day
2 days
before.
ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
I did not hear that.
Yeah.
They just,
There'll be no send-off.
No.
It was like,
Yeah.
they were going to have the All-Star game, and then
I
they're
know.
like, oh, we're going to do a send-off event.
No,
Everyone's
that's
like,
not happening. The players are like, that's not happening.
So we're going to fly to there, then to fly. That's like, no.
And even better, the Islanders should be in a better place. A year later, and you get Schaefer, hopefully another year under his belt, and get the other kids in there. So hopefully there's excitement on the island at that time. So good stuff.
Did you guys want to break and then maybe pick up the Wolf Stolarz conversation again? We could talk about that a bit more. We didn't really finish.
Buddy,
that off.
you're the producer. You run the show.
Whatever you want to do.
Let's take a quick break. We'll catch our breath. And when we return, as Sammy mentioned, plenty more to get into, including the Montreal Canadiens, who keep finding ways to win. Demidov with a really sweet game-winning goal pass.
Mm-hmm.
Are they starting to look a lot more real to you guys moving forward? We'll get into that more when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. Reminder, this hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. What's going on over there, Sammy?
I'm getting we're in this sweet spot here. We're getting texts. I'm getting texts from my buddies about Bo Bichette coming back and how does this work and the fit. And
Going to play second. Maybe.
can I just go on a limb and say that's a massive risk?
You
This
think
is a world-
You worried defensively?
This is the World GD Series,
Well-
and you're going to put a guy he's never played one defensive snap there.
I mean, he had the most hits in baseball this year.
I'm
You
not
need
saying
him.
you leave him off,
Yeah.
but it's an awkward fit. It just is. Are you going to play? Jimenez has been unbelievable at short.
The
Just-
ultimate overthink is don't play Bo Bichette.
You're going to play him,
I know. So,
but it's an awkward fit.
Just
All I'm
Too
saying.
good.
yeah.
He's just too good.
So then you put old janky knee Springer out and right so that he can DH.
I mean, listen, you've watched Barger play third, right. You watch these guys, they can catch a ball, I know it's not as easy as that. I understand the fit's not perfect, but you just got to find a way.
Yeah, you need offense to beat the Dodgers.
Okay.
Jam him in there.
Calgary and Montreal last night.
Yep.
Once again, Dustin Wolf getting a lot of attention right now with his
I got to say, I love his
post-game
look, though.
post-game comment with, I did my job. I can't go out there and score. I would have been okay with I can't go out and score.
Yeah.
Like, it's just stating the obvious,
Right.
which is fine. We've heard it before. It's okay. Just the part where
Yeah. It doesn't seem like spur the boys on because they have more sort of thing. But I don't know, maybe we're reading too much into it. But he clearly is in a frustrated spot. The Flames now, weirdly, like what are they, 1-6-2? What do they say about a golf tournament? You can't win it on Thursday, but you can lose it.
are
They're pretty close to losing the golf tournament here on Thursday.
Yeah, I was going to say they're +6 on
Yeah.
Thursday at the Masters
At
here.
the tournament, it's time to.
Our Eric Francis, who's been a guest on our show
him
many
back on.
times, we should get him back on, is full board tank,
Yeah.
tank. Thank you very much.
We said it yesterday. It is the most obvious season. Like, you don't want to just suck for something that you don't, there's lots of drafts where you're not sure about the top of the draft. If there's ever been a year to just really try to have the best odds at the first overall pick, Gavin McKenna is a real prize, fellas.
You know it's
Real
not
prize.
fun, though, when you're a fan of a team like that, is
Going
everyone
to the
looks at your
game?
roster and it's October 23rd, and they're going, we'll take your Rasmus Anderson off your hands. How's that Kadri doing for you guys? Well, we'll take him, too.
How is Rasmus Anderson going to like Vegas? Think he'll like it there?
Yes, very much.
Yeah.
I do think he'll like it.
You think Vegas is the only team that wants him?
No.
Come
but
on.
I think they're the only one with the cojones to make these sort of moves.
They just get everybody.
I don't want to hear that. I'm tired of these general managers
I know.
just not making trades so they can save their own asses and not put their necks
agree.
on the line here to try to get better.
I think
There's your
the
next
biggest
article.
flaw in general managing in the NHL today is guys not trying to win the cup because they don't want to get fired. If you try something and it fails, you get fired. If you try nothing, they're being patient. You'll run out your 6 years till they say it didn't happen.
I'm just, as a fan, I'm sick of every good player ending up in either Florida, Dallas, or Vegas. It's like, oh, where's Rasmus Anderson going? Oh, probably Florida, Dallas, or Vegas, right? Like, it just feels like those three
That's
teams.
a newer development, right?
For sure. Within the last 3
But
years
those teams
or so.
have bigger cojones than
Yeah.
other teams.
You know what else they have?
They sure do. No state tax. No state tax.
Yeah.
You know what else?
Wonder
they
why
have,
those
Sam?
Guys want to play there.
They have good teams.
Of course.
The
But,
weather's warm.
State tax or no state tax, you still have to have assets that people want.
And Jim Neal's done
Okay.
they've done an unbelievable job of drafting and having assets and making trades. And what did they get Mikko Rantanen for? Wasn't even anything, was it?
Oh, Logan Stankoven
First?
Maybe 2 firsts? Was it? No.
I don't know if it was 2 firsts.
Calgary, the Leafs, serviceable players in the draft, but who's that gem that people would actually pay to go see by themselves?
Well, they haven't drafted high enough. They've been good, and they've traded their firsts in the Leafs
Still-
case. So
Still want to find something in that first round.
Yeah.
Is it just a given now that if you're not drafting in top 7, top 8, I don't even know if top 10 does it, 9 and 10 does it, but it's almost as if you fall off a cliff at some point between 15 and 20
before
to
that,
30.
it's like
Is it?
there's like statistical analysis on the value of a pick, and like 1 to 3 is through the moon. 1 to 5 is very good. 5 to 10's pretty good. You get into 11 to 16, you're kind of running out of steam. After that, it's the same as a second. It's the same. It's from there you get a hit rate of 2%. I don't know what it is. Low.
Yeah.
It's not good.
And by low, I mean of guys who actually go on to play 200 NHL games, I think is the standard people call a successful pick.
I guess there's different. All the different sports have really different drafts in terms of depth of them. Like the NBA only has 2 rounds, but the baseball draft has like 150 rounds, and NFL is however many rounds.
Is there a limit on baseball rounds now?
I don't know.
They didn't used to.
But
be.
they're like Kevin Pillar, the 800th round pick.
Yeah.
Like, he was such a late pick or whatever. I think there is a limit now. But I would think that hockey has the most hidden gems, like late in drafts. If you were gonna pick between the 4 major sports,
Listen,
I don't know. That could be totally anecdotal. But that's just what
anybody
I'm
can
thinking.
throw a dart and get lucky when you throw thousands.
Yeah.
And
Not Kyle Dubas. He doesn't get it.
currently in the NHL, how many 4th rounders are playing?
I actually very
On a
recently
percentage.
saw stats on this.
Yes.
What's it like? I don't know, 10% of the league or something is drafted in the 4th round? 6, yeah.
6% of the league is 4th rounder after, or just 4th round in general, total.
In the 4th round.
Okay.
Yeah, like I actually think
6% of 4th rounders make it.
It's either 1 in 8 or 1 in 5 players who are undrafted in the league.
6% is.
And then it's
crazy.
just-
And then it's first round. Yeah.
I'll tell you something, between like 4 and whenever. I don't know when they stop now. What did they stop? 10, 11 round?
7.
7th?
Yeah.
Okay, there was some. It used to go to 12 or 14 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Lucky Luke.
It was like,
Luke again?
and they're like, then somebody in the office got really smart and said, You know the odds of any of these guys making our league?
Well, and they said, like, why don't we just wait till they get good, then sign them?
So
Luke Robitaille was a 9th round pick.
listen, the number of current players right now undrafted is almost twice as high as anyone from the 4th round on.
Yeah, that's. I did hear something. I forget.
So, Sammy.
Yeah.
You're still holding out for Nick Robertson
No, I'm
for
not.
a 4th round pick.
Buddy, I'm not holding out. But hey, by the way, we'll talk about it in the Leafs hour, but your boy Nick Robertson out of the lineup.
I'm just
game.
The discussion is that like it's really hard to find players that can change your organization just like that outside of picking 1st, 2nd, or 3rd overall. 4th.
It is so hard to know how players are going to develop. And I obviously played in the minors and saw some guys go on to have success that I went, yeah, like where you like, didn't see that coming, not the most toolsy guy. And then, with the Marlies, all these kids who are their prospects, watching them come up and, that Trevor Moore, a smaller guy, went on to score 30 goals in the NHL. That's legitimately surprising. And then there's guys who you go, really, this guy couldn't do it? But I feel for scouts. It's a tough job to have a sense of how these guys are going to grow and develop. Bobby McMahon made the NHL, 26, 7?
You know who's not drafted in the 4th round? Demidov.
Nope. He was a high pick.
For good reason, it looks like.
He does shifty things.
We had Matthew Darche on, general manager of the New York Islanders. If you're just joining us, download us, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube and catch that. I forgot to ask him about the decision not to re-sign Dobson and whether or not his giveaway last night might have been one of the reasons why. Did you see that?
I did see it. Yeah. I got to tell you, Islanders fans watching that going, it's the Leo DiCaprio meme pointing the screen.
But outside of that, you can't argue, man. The Montreal Canadiens are a team that looks hungry. They look energized. They got a vibe to them right now.
Yeah.
How long is this going to last, JB?
I'll say all the positive things about them in terms of like the chemistry they seem to have. Marty St. Louis seems to have a very genuine rapport with the guys. Great belief in themselves, good offense, all that. It's all going the right direction. I will then note that, they've had a pretty soft schedule. Now, granted, Toronto Maple Leafs have 2. Montreal Canadiens have at least taken care of business, but, last minute goal against Chicago, OT win against Seattle, OT win against Nashville, OT win against the Flames. Like, these are not the league's mightiest. So I think they're good. I think they're going to be a home ice playoff team. But, I don't think they're going to win the President's Trophy.
Another thing, if we're going to do negative Habs stuff, which I would love to do.
I didn't mean to. I'm just saying that's the truth.
That's not where this conversation is heading.
That's where I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I think they need to see Sam Montembeault be good again.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, this Dobish is a pretty great story, but, like, is he going to be the starting goalie that's going to play 55 games?
Maybe.
I don't know. Like, I think the guy that was on Team Canada's taxi squad last year that's supposed to have the pedigree, that's supposed to be your starting guy, you want to see him look better and that you can kind of go back to him. Dobish has been awesome. And he really, he jumped out to me last night watching that game. Like, he's a really good goalie.
He started 5-0-0 last year, 4-0-0 this year. Yeah. Second time in NHL history that's happened.
Just
rookie goalie.
You got to get Montembeault going. And I got a couple Habs fans in my life that I'm texting about. I'm just trying to text jinxy things. I'm like, these guys are unbelievable.
You can't beat
these guys. You can't beat them. But I do think that they would like to get him going a bit because he's been pretty bad to start the year.
If it's one thing over the last few years teams have been searching desperately for was a right-handed D. Mm-hmm. Now it's second-line centerman. And I think it's led by the Montreal Canadiens. You mentioned Kadri earlier.
Oh, here we
go. Would that be a guy that you could see?
Would make Sam Kadri happy. Remember, his dad was like wearing a Habs jersey to the Leafs father's trip. I think.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's a diehard Habs fan. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right now it's Kapanen, Evans, and of course Suzuki at the top. But how do you like that type of caliber going to Montreal moving forward?
Yeah, like you would make them better, right?
Oh, would it make them like instant compete with what we still think should be a Toronto, Florida, Tampa Bay scenario.
Yeah, I mean,
What about Malkin?
perspectives on the season are changing greatly as the bottom 4 teams in the Eastern Conference are Boston, Tampa Bay, Buffalo, and Ottawa. So the door is wide open.
I mean, Habs fans listening to this, like, oh, second line center. It's sit or bust if you're the Habs. Like, like Kadri is.
Kadri.
I mean, it's such a half. Like, he's got a lot of money long term left in that contract, right? Am I not? Like, is it 3 or 4 more years in that contract, Kip?
I'm going to look right
Say
now.
it's more.
I think it's a lot left, and I guess with the cap going up, it's not as much of a percentage or whatever. But the Sid thing is perfect in terms of length of contract, cap hit, where they're like. It's just that if I'm a Habs fan, I'd be excited about Kadri. I understand it, but when you're promised Sid, and you get, it's a different thing.
Well, you make a valid point here, Sammy, that he's got
This plus
still.
3.
No,
So
he's got
4.
Yeah, he's got 4,
Mm.
including this year.
Yeah, so
Takes you to 2030.
That's 7.
But 7's not even real money anymore.
yeah,
Listen,
but
7 can easily go to 5 if
you
you
got
give them
Kadri
the
at 5,
assets
let's
that they.
go.
You give them anything that they think Calgary can speed up their process.
Mhm.
I think 7 becomes 5 pretty quickly.
So you immediately start looking at Montreal and go, Oliver Kapanen, do they like him? Who else can we talk about?
I just don't know what their prospect pool is. I don't know that stuff anymore.
They got their defenseman there too, the right-handed shot that they picked a few years ago that had the injury problems.
Reinbacher?
Ryan Buck.
Yeah. No, so I think they're in a really good spot, and I don't want to go full Morgan Riley here, but I where they're at in their rebuild, I remember that feeling.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Like
it's fun.
at the start, when the Leafs were when Austin Matthews scored first 4 goals in his first game, and you're thinking about what it all could be when it's all in front of you. It's a different animal, and this is such a nasty pass.
That's their captain Backlund.
Good read by Backs
Backdoor,
here.
hey?
Yeah, whoops.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you.
Good read.
I'm hating 3-on-3 hockey now.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I hate it.
I totally agree.
I hate it.
Yeah, I agree.
And
We're getting to a conclusion faster.
no, even like it's just a. Want to go back to darts? It's just a dart thing. It's like one guy just pivots.
now we're
the
talking
wrong way.
darts. Eh?
Yeah. No, I'm like
Getting me
watching,
excited.
even
Sam's
Stolarz giving it to Nylander earlier this week on his back check. It's 3-on-3, man. It's shinny hockey at its finest. Guys don't know where to really truly
It is a different
stand.
skill set.
No. It's not a different. It's not hockey. It's not hockey.
Yeah.
No, it's not. a
It's
different
more
sport.
hockey than a shootout.
It is. Let's rent the ice. Oh, how many guys we got? Oh, we only got 6 guys. Oh, okay. Let's bring the nets in. No, let's use
But
the
hey,
whole ice.
Hey, Bettman, you got a better idea over there? Like
4-on-4.
I'm not paid
4-on-4
to come up
was
with a great
fine.
idea for them.
Kipper wants 5-on-5 grunts.
I don't
tie.
know what
That's
I
he
want.
wants.
I don't know
tie.
what I want, but I don't want a team to lose a playoff spot because they don't. Some teams are better at shinny than other teams.
Mhm.
No, I'm with you. I think it used to be awesome when it first came in, when it was just like breakaway fast, breakaway fast, breakaway fast. Now it's hold on to the puck for 35 seconds, leave the zone, come back in, pass it on. It's just been overcoached. It's not as fun as it was.
And then the regroups.
Oh, it
and then
sucks.
Go to jail for a
you're
regroup.
you're holding
One
onto the
jail
puck
sentence.
for like 2 minutes,
Yeah.
right? If you don't like what you
You
see,
lose the opening draw.
come
It's just like,
back, lose the draw.
Yeah.
Some guys are out there, like you got your star out there for a minute and a half chasing a puck for a minute and a half, and now he's got to come off.
But they're coached to not shoot because if you miss, it rims around and it's a 2-on-1. So it's like don't shoot until you have a perfect look at the net, and it sucks. I
tell
agree,
you,
Kip. I think it
my
sucks.
coaching strategy were I in the NHL right now for 3-on-3 would be here's my idea. Okay, skate fast. Try. Right now, everyone's like, oh, it's like NBA. We'll set up on the outside. It's like,
Lollygagging.
why don't you press the defense a little bit? Try to take one in. Like, take some strides on defense. Get
Pace,
after
pace,
a puck,
pace, pace,
pressure.
pace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you don't have
But
to
yeah,
sit.
I'm this close to telling you, let's just ditch it and go to rocks, paper, scissors at center ice.
You curmudgeon.
How about
It's
a
fun.
slap
It's
shot?
fun. I
How about a slap
enjoyed
shot festival?
Demidov's vision, backdoor, Matheson.
Yeah.
Good play.
I think we should do hardest shot competition.
And I'll tell you another thing. I mean, I wouldn't even count goals It's not even. You shouldn't count stat goals in
I
overtime.
actually think goalies
Okay.
shouldn't wear it on their save
That's
percentage.
interesting. I actually can hear that.
You can't count
It's
a
the same as a
shootout
shootout.
goal.
Yeah.
You can't count a shootout goal. I'm not counting an overtime goal. No,
I'm in.
I don't
Sold.
get it.
Sold.
No, sorry. 5-on-5 or 60-minute hockey for goals counting. All right. Our thanks to Mathieu Darche in the first hour. We go to Leaf Edition hour next. Don't go away. More Real Kyper and Bourne after these words. It is the Leaf Hour edition of our Real Kyper and Bourne show. We are live on Sportsnet 360, Sportsnet 590, The Fan in Toronto, and streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. It's also available for download on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, Derek Brandeo, Jake the Snake Schultz. This hour, Real Kyper and Bourne, brought to you by Bet365. Somebody told me that the Leafs are playing this weekend.
Who? Who's playing?
What are you, an owl?
Who?
Hey. And
Wow.
you are going, Sammy. You
I'm
are going, and you canceled Leaf Talk, and people are crushed.
Yeah.
Just crushed.
Yeah, if you're a listener of Real Kyper and Bourne, and you like Leafs Talk too, and I've heard there's some crossover in those fans.
Yes.
There will be no Leafs Talk Friday night because I will be present at Rogers Center to watch Game 1 of the World Series, and there will be no Leafs Talk on Saturday either. So Game 1 and we're going back full bore next week. We'll go back into it when they're on the road. But listen, these opportunities don't come along a ton. I care deeply about the Leafs.
Listen,
about the Leafs too. But
JB and I could have been at the game one, but
Yeah.
we're
professionals.
working.
You're professionals.
We're working.
I am not a professional. If you're listening to this, you know that by now. I am far from a professional.
And
so.
you don't play one on TV.
Correct. I play a bumbling idiot on TV.
Apparently, we don't have any sound.
So-
we don't have any sound from the Leafs today. Why don't we, producer Sammy?
Okay, because today is media day for the Jays for the World Series.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty big day around here. In case you hadn't heard, we're the home of the Blue Jays. And I just don't think we sent the camera.
I love it.
You know, in my day,
I don't even think
in my heyday with Sportsnet, the producer
would go
goes
down
to
and get it.
always go
Yeah.
to morning skates and have his tape recorder.
You know what the fun part about that is?
Why isn't our producer down there on morning skates?
Because of the Jays, we start at 2, and I can't get down there in time and get back here. So
Okay, all
it's
right.
a Jays-related problem.
All
The
right,
Leafs
all
got
right.
like 10 days to sort it out before the eye of Sauron
Boy, do they
flips
ever.
over to the Leafs. So
Do they ever? They're hoping for a 7-game
Will
series.
you break through like today and tomorrow our show for breaking Jay's news on who's wearing whose jersey at all?
Here we go. No, I won't. Okay. And yeah, do I have regrets about that reaction? 100%.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. In retrospect,
Why?
because
it's embarrassing
it is
to have that reaction.
totally correct. It was embarrassing, and I fully own how embarrassing it was. But I've got a lot of scars, boys.
I wasn't
I've
talking
got
about.
a lot of scars.
I wasn't talking just you. I was talking about everybody there.
But like you said, I kind of was the first one that sent a tweet about it. Like I kind of fanned the flames, and I feel
Okay.
bad.
But
I
you're a
regret.
super fan, Sammy.
I know, Kip, but I still feel bad.
Okay.
Matthews, and Vladdy's above that. He's uncursable right now. So there we go.
Oh, that sentence hurt me to hear.
just
Did you do
curse
it?
the uncursable?
What? Like what? Oh, they're gonna get swept by the Dodgers. Oh, what a curse! Like it's a super team. They're making their $1 billion team. It's
That the TikTok you sent me of the fake Dodgers owner
Is one of the best
buying
things
all the
ever.
rich,
Yeah.
all the players. Double his salary.
Double his salary.
Get me him.
break the contract.
we may not know much about the Leafs preparing for Buffalo Friday night, but we do know that we'll see new lines.
We will see new lines. And a couple days ago, I sent out the lines.
Did you do this?
Well, I don't think I did it,
I think you might have.
but I said, these are the lines I would like to see. And now the only thing different is the fourth line, which was just the line they used that day, which is why I threw it in there. But we have McMahon, Matthews, Nylander, which is the line I wanted to see. Fast wingers who forecheck. Fun fact about the Toronto Maple Leafs this year. Who do you think leads them in hits?
I don't. McMahon?
Bobby McMahon. Do you know how
Really?
many he has? He
No.
has 30, and the next highest is 21.
Really?
Yes. It's
Nyes is the next highest one.
No.
Joshua?
Joshua has 21. Nyes has 19. McCabe has 18, and then it drops down to 10 and below.
I don't want to
Four
be.
guys are hitting.
I don't want to be this guy, okay? But I'm about to be. I've watched every single Leaf game so far. I mean, they've played a lot of games at home. That could be some hometown scoring.
Well,
For hits.
they've all played at home.
I know. That's what I meant like for Bobby. 30 hits? Have you guys seen 30 hits?
I don't know. Not paying attention to
I
him.
haven't seen next level
He
physicality
doesn't
from Bobby McMahon.
Crush guys.
Yeah,
but he is the number one current hitting guy on the
But
team.
you know who crushed guys? Pacioretty.
Yeah.
Like Pacioretty.
Your ex-girlfriend, we're doing this.
I-
You want to get her back?
I-
Send her a text.
She's just coaching at
Listen,
Michigan. She'd
I'm
not be
a-
available.
I'm a big believer of hitting to hurt.
Yeah. And you know what hurts? Everything on Max Pacioretty all the time.
I know.
From
I know.
hitting people.
Yeah, the
He's
I'm just
sore
saying,
currently.
there is a missing element to
Yeah.
that.
Buddy, he was.
It's great if you can have 6 of them in Florida
Mhm.
where they hit to hurt, but he was the best at it last season on a team that won the Atlantic Division.
Not even close. He changed momentum with hits last year. He was a delight.
Yeah, 10 Pacioretty hits might be worth 30
For sure.
McMahon hits.
McMahon, second in the league in like his fastest speed burst, I believe. Like fast guy, is finishing his checks. Nylander is second in the league in points. Whatever you think of him, he gets points. Gives Matthews a better chance at this thing. And I really like the odds of Nyes, Tavares, Michelli. Like Michelli can make some plays, Nyes can handle it, Tavares can finish. I like that line. A third line of Joshua Waugh Cowan. I like because Cowan's a dog too, even though he's smaller.
And they can protect
How
him a little bit
often
more.
have we really seen stretches of Matthews, Nylander, because it was always Marner?
Well, there was a whole year where it was Matthews, Nylander.
Yeah, at the start of in Matthews' rookie year, they played together the whole season.
Yeah.
And that was the year Marner played with
Yeah,
Tavares.
it was-
Tavares,
it was
yeah.
fourth line,
Yeah, when-
third and fourth line, and that was Babcock.
Yeah, when Babcock was so mean to Marner by playing him on the top power play unit and the top penalty kill and making him $11 million a year. What a meanie. Anyways.
We regressed to last year for a second.
So Nyes can play anywhere. We know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think he's like a guaranteed first line left winger right now. If he gets you 30 and 60 points and hits a bunch of guys, that's a great player.
And if he doesn't,
Well, then what is he? Like he scored 30 last year. So
he's a $7.5 million player. That's what he is.
what's your point?
My point is that he should be on the top line. He should be.
Because if he
You know,
makes $7.5
But he
million,
has to. You said if he does. I'm like, you make 7.5 now, and you should be riding shotgun with Matthews, but it hasn't hit. So, I guess he's doing what he has to do, but I've got him all day long at 30 plus 70 points, 75 points. You've got him if he does that. I'm
well,
like,
no,
come
I'm
on.
saying that's, you assumed that last year it's, the floor for your expectations for him, right? But I mean, I see it as, and maybe this is something you and I often disagree on. You're building 2 good lines in your top 6. You're not trying to build 1 good line. And this to me gives, because I believe in Nyes that he can help drive a line, that I think Nyes, Tavares, Michelli could be all right.
Yeah.
And I'm not to, Domi's veteran player in the NHL and
Not top 6.
I know. But like the yo-yo here for him, it's like, okay, go save the first line. 1 bad game, 4th line center.
Yeah.
It's like what? I mean,
I agree with you. I don't like how he's been handled.
What's going on with that? That to me doesn't make any sense. But I guess that's
Well,
what they're
at
doing.
least he's more of a natural centerman than
Lorenz.
Lorenz.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I understand that. I'm just
Right?
saying it's weird.
I know.
treatment.
That's
No,
a good
no,
line.
I-
Lorenz Domi Yarncroc is a good
I did-
line.
For 10 minutes, 12 minutes.
Sure. Love it. You can play that line. And then, Lawton comes back. You drop him in the middle of that. Domi takes Cowan's spot some nights probably. You look at, Joshua Waugh, Domi, Lorenz, Lawton, Yarncroc.
Yeah.
Guys, I like it. Can we get 5 games? 5 games with a lineup that looks
No,
the same?
you can't because
3?
there's no proof that he likes to keep anything together and say regardless of what I witness,
Mhm.
it's going to be 3 or 5 games.
Right. No,
He's got a very short fuse, and it's like bingo balls right now. You're just pulling, you're turning it, and you're pulling out numbers.
Yeah, Robertson
because,
and Blaze out.
Like I'd be very frustrated if I was Max Domi right now. I'm like,
I think he'd be justified in being frustrated.
Please, can I just spend 5 minutes with somebody?
Let me keep a position. Let me keep some line mates. It's probably tough to get in a rhythm.
And also of note that I saw a quote that Berube said Riley wasn't there today. And I'm not sure. Let me just double check. But maybe in question for Friday night.
Is he banged up too?
Yeah.
So with Tanev out right now, the lines are McCabe Carlo. Think about that as you will. Riley OEL and Benoit Myers. So Riley OEL is...
No, Mermis.
Well, Mermis is where Riley will be. He's placeholding.
Yeah, so from David Alter on Twitter that Craig Berube says Morgan Riley is dealing with something. He doesn't know his status yet for tomorrow.
Mermis OEL would
so
feel
no
very
Tanev,
different.
no Riley.
Yeah.
Not to be that guy, but so what? Go play a good hockey. And Myers is in. He's fresh. He's an NHL D-man.
Yeah. It can't hurt right now because they need to be a team that can look like they're actually overachieving a little bit.
Well, I think there's so much went into, hey, they have 9 NHL D. They have 14 NHL forwards. Now they're at their 14th forward or whatever, and they're 9th D. Okay. That was the plan. Carry on.
The other thing we didn't discuss yesterday was against New Jersey is I'd like to see Benoit start the game like he ended the game against New Jersey, where
you're not going to penalize him for being the only one who fought someone, are you?
It's just useless. It's just useless for me.
That time of the game,
at that time of the game, it's just like and it was a passionate fight. But the passion is the passion I need to have an effect on my team to save a game, not to, okay, can you grab anything out of that going into Buffalo? Yeah, maybe, I don't know, but it's too late.
I did he stood up and tried to throw a big hit. I like that Benoit has an awareness of trying to make an impact. Even when it's harder for him, I think he does. To your point, there would have been a better time for it, yeah.
Timing's everything for some of these guys of when to do it. You got to be able to read tea leaves too. And I don't know, but the other thing that really bothered me too against New Jersey is they left the bench in the second. I think Berube marched into the room, so there's no question he gave it to them in between periods.
Oh my God.
4-2.
Yeah, and he's been all year. Every time he gets a chance to talk, harping about the second.
I have
periods.
no doubt that he had them. What should have been on high alert to come out in the third.
Yeah.
And they were hemmed in and they looked horrible for those first 4 or 5 minutes. And I'm like, you got 20 minutes. How can you come out so flat being down 4-2 when your coach just gave it to you?
One thing for sure without Mitch Marner is when they are down in games, it's not going to magically be a comeback. They had a lot of years where they were they played bad, but, Marner made a sick play. Matthews ripped one. They got the 2 goals they needed. They got a point. That's going to be harder this year.
You got to stop bringing up Marner. You got to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Guy played here for 9 years.
The legitimate problem for this team heading into this next game, I feel like, is coming off that Devils game where you feel like everything went badly and we suck and we're terrible. Guys, I watched the Devils last night against the Minnesota Wild.
Ran him off the rink.
Wasn't even a hockey.
Yeah, killed him.
That Devils team is a hockey team.
No.
And
they're the fastest team right now.
You said it before the game.
Dare me to find a faster team than the New Jersey Devils right now.
And so I think they're, some people are really down on them. I, just like you guys, encounter several people before I got to the show today, and they're just they're brutal, eh? It's boy, that Devils team made a lot of teams look bad so far.
But you're going to eventually have to beat good teams if you want to make the playoffs.
But that's how, yesterday we did the where do you think they are in the league tiers. it just puts them in perspective. They're not in that tier.
No.
But it doesn't mean that they're, San Jose.
So I got them to put the text key up here because we didn't have any audio. So I thought maybe we're going to do some calls after the break that I procured from earlier. But there's a lot of questions about Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
And, you didn't want to bring up Kyper making fun of us for bringing up Marner, but I'm going to do it here. That one of the sort of core arguments that you always had with Marner was that, the whipping boy and the guy that always took the worst in terms of fans and media and all that stuff. And, I've always argued that I thought all of them took it pretty hard on the chin. But it's happened really quick here with Matthews. And, I don't know the tones of conversations you guys have with people outside of here. And, people come up to you guys and talk Leafs all the time. Obviously, that's what you guys do. People talk to me all the time about the Leafs. Matthews is in the crosshairs now. Mm-hmm. And people are on high alert of, are his best days behind him? Is he hurt again? What's going on? The pressure is on for Matthews. And I'm just, every text we're getting here is about him. Mm-hmm. It's happened fast. Faster than I expected it to happen.
You and I had a night out this summer where we sat and talked to some locals and heard their opinions on things. And it was startling to hear, a room of what was a dozen people talking to you and I be like, not a captain, not a leader, can't win with this guy. And just watching the guy who has been the best goal scorer, Hart Trophy winner, Selke votes every year, and listening to people talk about him, boy, it's tough. It's tough out there, but Sam's not wrong. The crosshairs have moved.
No, and I hope for his sake there's room to still grow.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
Every aspect. First of all, outside of just shooting it in the net, he really lacks a presence in this market. And it was kind of hidden a little bit through his goal scoring and the historic numbers and the 69 goals, but he's exposed a little bit right now because he's not putting the puck in at any rate, and he doesn't have a presence on this hockey club. As
what do you mean by that? And I'm not saying that to argue. I'm asking legitimately what you mean.
There's no sense that this is his team and he is the captain. Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. So
I would argue that it reflects him, the way the team looks right now. It's just a lack of passion.
Well, that's what I'm saying, a lack of presence.
Yeah, well, I guess.
It's the same thing, Sam. We're on the same page. Yeah. I assure you we're on the same page. Mm-hmm. Been a tough week. Been a tough week for Stolarz. Been a tough week for Craig Berube. I see after the game, I hear comments. Stolarz led the charge there with the comments. I think I saw follow-ups. I just don't remember hearing or seeing the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs during this tough week. Okay? Stolarz comes out, and we talked about his comments yesterday, going to the press and being very positive. But he did somewhat say, I need to be better. Mm-hmm. And I don't recall too many comments from Matthew saying, I need to be better.
He's talked.
And right now.
But it's just never. It's not anything that sticks.
Correct.
It's not anything that you feel
like a galvanizing moment.
Or just, to my point, Sammy, have a presence. Yep. It's just, it's said and it's gone, and it's like an evaporating text. It's just gone.
Let me read you something to prove your point here. So The Athletic has an article today. Jonas Siegel has a one-on-one with Matthews.
Interesting.
And it's called Inside Austin Matthews' Motivation to Recapture My Standard for the Maple Leafs. And so I don't know if you remember yesterday at the end of the show, I said, I would just love to hear some quotes from him where it's like, I have focused on nutrition, watching video, I'm going to get better, whatever. Here's one of the quotes is, I think every year you want to do more, you want to accomplish more. But in the end, I know where I'm at and I know where I stand as far as my game and all the other stuff. It's like he's on the track, and then it's like, Yeah, but in the end, that's kind of just, I am where I am. He said, it's really about winning. That's my main focus coming this season. But you want to be a veteran. And he says, obviously, we're all after one goal. He also says, obviously, you want to be better. Like, he's just kind of like.
So it's just never, it's always been that.
Yeah, it is kind of, you do get the sense that he just wants it to go away.
I'm not sure how much he wants it in terms of, I want to wear it. I'm the guy. Put it on my shoulders. It starts with me. I don't think he embraces that. And
he's saying
it's
all
a
the right things
problem.
about winning as a team. He wants to win.
It's a problem.
It's all about the win.
So a big deal now is Amazon, right? Amazon wants to follow the boys. It's a very sensitive topic with teams because they don't want to come across like they don't want to help grow the game or market our players and sell. And Amazon's all about marketing and selling and getting these documentaries. And I'm watching the latest one. I asked you guys to watch it.
No chance.
Okay.
Sorry, bud.
The only time last season in a year where they won the Atlantic Division that we saw Austin Matthews in the Amazon is when he said one word to a cameraman that said out. The rest of it, he's nowhere to be seen. And my first thought is, like, you're the captain, you're the face, you're the franchise, you're the second highest paid player in the league, just a few short years ago.
Captain of America at the
Captain of
Nations.
America. Like, why doesn't Amazon want this guy at the forefront? Would Amazon ever do
he probably
anything?
doesn't want that, right? That's.
Hold on for a second. Would you ever picture Amazon doing anything with the Edmonton Oilers and not having Connor McDavid, mic'd?
But did he do a bunch of stuff?
They had him in his house to talk about a chef made him fish one night or something.
Buddy, all I remember is dig in.
Yeah.
Right? That was like a moment.
Which you hated.
It doesn't matter whether I hate it or not. He's at the forefront.
Fair.
It's about him.
Okay.
He is the face. He is the franchise. So what did you just ask me seconds ago?
I literally don't remember.
You said you didn't want.
Me, I probably didn't want to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't want to do it. Why? Like, why would he not want to do it? You're the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Who would want to do it?
Oh my God.
No, listen. I feel like.
But I don't want the guy who doesn't want to do it leading my team.
You love reality TV
No,
guys.
it's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is either you wear it or you don't wear it.
Yeah.
It's either you're all in or you're out. There's no cherry picking with him. Right now, he looks to me like he's a cherry picker. He wants certain things. Go get your commercial. Go get this. Go get that. Go get front row seats with Justin Bieber to wrestling or ultra whatever fighting. But
UFC
don't
is a wonderful sports.
But I don't want this, and this, and I don't want to stand up in the media and wear it.
Yeah.
As a leader. No presence this week for me out of him.
Kip, I find myself wanting to get Matthews back. To be like, this guy is...
That's the fan in you.
No, it's not.
Then what is it?
It's the human in me, and that people are different and not everyone is this, guy, cartoon character hockey guy you want him to be, where it's like rah-rah, literally Captain America, stands up and does his thing. And we've seen great leaders in the NHL who are not that. Sasha Barkov is not that. The Sedins had success. They were not that. There are people who have success without being the guy you want them to be. And I think you can win with a different type of leader.
Buddy.
You had one captain, Mark Messier, show you the guy that you loved, and you want everyone to be Messier.
Sasha
He's
Barkov
not.
has the biggest presence. If you pay
Not a
attention.
chance.
No, not from your view.
No.
But go ask 20 guys in that room of the Florida Panthers, whose room is it?
Because the way he plays.
No.
He leads by example, not because he's grabbing guys by the collar like you're Mark Messier.
You don't know. You have no clue. You're just seeing it through your eyes. Just go talk to them. Listen to the way they talk about Sasha Barkov, and he has the biggest presence in that room.
Okay.
Bar none.
Here's where I was originally going with that. I find myself wanting to get Matthews back in all this because you don't have to be the guy that you want him to be to win. You just don't. There are other ways to do it. However, I agree with you. What?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I think we're kind of saying the same thing. And
however, I agree with you.
I don't buy that. I'm trying to sell you that you have to be a raw guy to have a presence. Presence come in many different ways.
Yes,
silence.
That's where I'm headed.
Silence can be a presence.
Yes.
if it's left at the body language.
I have seen Matthews have a presence in other years.
Body language can be a presence. There's so many different ways.
Success can be a presence.
It's not standing in front of a camera and yapping. I'm with you 100%.
And if you look at his statistics through the years, and I'm not talking about goals and assists, his hit numbers when he was scoring goals and getting points, way up. They're way down. His block shots, I think he has one takeaway this season. They played 7 games. He's been their takeaway leader forever. One takeaway this season. So all these things, when he leads the team in block shots and he throws the most hits and he takes away pucks and he has a presence, that to me would be enough. But if he's not going to be that guy on the ice, you can't also be the guy who doesn't want to do media, because then what's
he's doing media.
Element?
He's doing media. He's getting through media. He's getting through media. He doesn't want to say anything that can stick.
That he has to answer a second time.
He's not a good meal where it sticks to your ribs.
No, you're right that it is all Inspector Gadget. This note will self-destruct.
Whatever it is, it's nothing worth remembering.
Yeah.
That's my whole point.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that he can't lead with what you just spoke of, but that's gone. Off the ice, it's gone. It's gone. There's just no presence. I just got to come back to my original thought. There's just no presence with the man.
We got to come in here on Monday after he fights Rasmus Dahlin off the opening faceoff on Friday and give him his flowers.
Rasmus Dahlin is definitely the only guy he'd ever go. Well, I guess he went Stamkos in the first fight between 260 goal scorers, and boy, did it look like it. Game time?
The last.
Game time?
Game time.
All right. It's game time. Presented by Bet365. Visit the app for the latest odds and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. Just quickly pulling up the odds again for the Blue Jays. Was it plus 180 yesterday?
Yes, it was.
It's now plus 185. So there's money coming in on the Dodgers. So they are now even bigger underdogs than they were yesterday.
Samson, man.
Yeah,
Listen to him.
Lots of action on the ice tonight. I think, what did I say? 12 games. 12 games tonight. Couple really good matchups. I love watching the Panthers, and they're playing against Penguins, and Sid's involved. So I think we have that one on Sportsnet, if I'm not mistaken, tonight. So that's one I'll definitely check out. I love watching Sid still get after it. So and Gino's off to a hot start. I think he's got 10 points in his first 7 games or something. So
he did that last year too.
So he's playing against his future team in the Florida Panthers, and the Florida Panthers are big faves in that one, minus 200. The Pittsburgh Penguins are plus 165. If I could give you a Sidney Crosby anytime goal, would you be interested in that? Give me a Sidney Crosby anytime goal tonight at plus 210. Okay. So I love that tonight. Yep. And then later on, there was an excellent game. Yeah, there it is. Carolina taking on Colorado tonight.
The Natchez Bowl.
I was going to say the Marty Natchez revenge game. I don't know if there'll ever be a faster game played in the history of the sport than those two teams going up and down the ice. Excellent game. The Colorado Avalanche are minus 135 on the money line as a favorite. Carolina plus 115, not awful value for them going in there. And if I'm going to quickly look up a Marty Natchez goal in a revenge, plus 190 for
Natchez, 7 games played, 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points, plus 9.
God, playing with McKinnon must rock.
Cannot contain this guy.
What's Lekkonen's on there?
How's
That's a great line.
Potential 8-year deal looking.
Oh, man.
Very, very lucrative, I would say.
They would love a time machine to go get Mikko Rantanen at 12.
All right, boys. And that was game time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for the latest odds and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
All right, once again, Penguins and Florida Panthers tonight, 7 p.m., Sportsnet Ontario, Montreal, and Edmonton. Also, Sportsnet West, 8:30.
All right, let's take a break.
Hold on. Before we go, Jerry Dipoto is, what's his role with the Dodgers? I forget exactly, but his quote is, I will see George Springer on the ceiling of my sleep for years to come.
Dipoto
is tormented us for years.
Isn't Dipoto the guy from Seattle?
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's the GM of Seattle.
And he was with the Dodgers when
he was the World
Springer
Series
was the
MVP.
yeah.
With a couple maybe.
He's just haunted by George Springer.
couple bangs,
God,
trash can
just-
involved in that.
Can we haunt one more team?
One more haunting.
He does own the Dodgers, so he gets a lot of home runs at
Good.
that stadium.
Good. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we return, it is Leaf Line, one of Sammy's favorites.
Yeah.
We got a few calls,
We
Sammy.
got lots, yeah.
We got lots.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Just sit back, get our lawn chair out, crack open a cold one, and listen to you, the fan. Coming up next when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. This hour, Real Kyper and Bourne, brought to you by Bet365. At Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. Am I going to listen to Leaf Line and then regret going to a fan base that is jumping a little bit too early on 7 games, Sammy?
I don't think so.
Okay.
By the way, did you guys see Pharrell Williams performing on Friday at the Dome?
No.
It's like the opening act. So you get a Pharrell Williams concert too?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And for the World Series?
Yes.
They do an opening act?
I guess.
I haven't done this in 30 years. I forgot how it's done.
Because I'm happy.
What else am I missing, Sammy, Friday while I work?
Yeah, enjoy, boys. You guys want to do calls?
Tough bounce. Yeah.
Tough. Really tough. He's really cocky over there right
Listen.
now.
Yeah, and Blake Snell strikes at the side to start. I'll be like, we're ruined. We're never going to. I promise our buddy Husey positive.
At least he wore a Real Kyper and Bourne hoodie today.
He did. That's
it's
nice.
Not a Blue Jay.
First non-Jays piece of apparel.
first thing I've seen in a while.
Full disclosure.
Yeah.
When I just have no idea what to wear, I just put this on.
It's dirty clothes day. Thanks, man.
Yeah, when you
means a
run out
lot.
of clean clothes, that's what you put on.
Let's start with. I can't remember any of these. Let's do Mark in Collingwood.
We've had a lot of discussion about the difference between the Jays and the Leafs, and I think it comes down to the fact that Toronto fans like a specific style of player. Wendell Clark, Doug Gilmour, Darcy Tucker, Matt Sundin, Vladdy, Ernie, Nathan Lucas. We like guys who love the city. We like guys who will bleed for the city every night. And at the end of the day, we see the Jays do it on a nightly basis, and we have not seen the Leafs do it. So it comes down to this. The Jays, easy to love. The Leafs, hard to like.
First off, it's a very good call. I'm going to quibble with a couple things.
Yeah, me too. Go ahead, you first.
My first quibble will be, is Vladdy in that category? Or did he just hit a bunch of home runs last round?
So this is exactly my point. And I have been guilty of having this exact same argument with my friends, saying, oh, the Jays are so likable. Yeah, because they won 2 playoff series in the World Series. What a likable team. Yeah, they win.
Yeah.
Winning is likable.
Yeah.
When a team wins, you like them, right? Am I off? Like, sure, Ernie Clement's a good story, and Nathan Lucas is a good story, and like it's awesome.
But you'd be doing it for Steven Lorentz and Morgan Riley. And
It's just it's a likable team is because they're winning.
I'm not quivering with that comment at all.
From me?
No,
or from him?
from Mark.
But the only
you
other
disagree
thing,
with me?
I had 2 things.
This is where I disagree, is that you can't have 20 Wendell Clarks, okay? You need a Borchevsky, okay? What was he?
Nikolai.
5'7", 140 pounds soaking wet. I don't know. But he was a little guy who just darted. You need some of those guys. You can't have them all like Wendell or have the mentality of a Dougie Gilmour who would knock your teeth out before he ever gave an inch to you.
Yeah, you don't get the nickname killer because you're soft out there.
You know, it's funny because I have people come up to me and they're like, your dad was the reason those Islander teams won cups or whatever, you know? And it's like, if they had 15 of my dads, it wouldn't have won cups. You need Mike Bossy.
Yeah. you need Clark Gillies. Those guys help.
So it's not that we're screaming for guys to look like that. We just need a couple. The Leaf fans just need a few.
Yeah.
And that's your management, that's your general manager, that's your president, that's whoever, that's your scout. That's go find these guys. That's the problem with the Leafs over the years, is that they've picked the wrong horses.
My other point that I want to make that's related to this is that Toronto is not unique in liking Ernie Clement and Nathan Lucas and Wendell Clark and Doug Gilmour. Columbus fans, gonna love those guys. Yeah. Islanders fans, gonna love those guys. Fans love guys who wear their heart in their sleeve and care and are passionate instead of aloof and indifferent.
I think a lot of what loving those kind of guys is just expectations. Exceeding expectations is what fans love.
And that's related to contracts.
Yes.
If you have a low contract, people are like, love whatever you give us.
But like, I think having Ernie Clement at the start of this year being sort of an afterthought, not an afterthought, but like a contributor to him having an 1,100 OPS in the ALCS is one of the most insane sort of dichotomies you can imagine. And people like when people see
if he was making $25 million a year.
Yeah, but people don't talk about contracts in baseball.
No, it's true.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anyone makes because there's no cap, which is such a lesson of hockey.
And the other thing for Leaf fans in particular is that they can look at certain players and go, okay, I don't have an expectation from you to be Wendell, okay? But where they get upset in general is when sometimes it's sold to you that you could be a Wendell and you just choose not to look like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, when we're on the ice, we tend to call those guys bluffers.
Mm.
And you can't bluff Leaf fans on that type of hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll hear it.
Yeah.
If you are a bluffer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Colin in Tennessee.
I didn't know Brashad.
As much as I feel like we are jumping the gun on the Leafs panic way too early, and I think we're a couple games in and everything seems to be a little overboard, I am willing to say this, and I never thought I would. I really do think Austin Matthews has taken a massive dip. And I say that from the place that every time I watch someone like a Connor McDavid or a Sidney Crosby or any of these guys, as soon as the puck hits their stick, I'm excited. I'm enjoying watching. I tune in deeper. And every time I watch Austin Matthews, I just don't feel that. I don't get any superstarness from him at all when he's on the ice. Maybe off the ice, but when he's on the ice, I'm not excited. I'm not honestly even expectant of him to do anything with the puck at all. I know he's had injury. I know he's had issues, but I'm just starting to wonder if really he is a superstar. He's an incredible scorer and an amazing hockey player, but he's definitely not a superstar, at least in my eyes, and I think this could be concerning as far as continuing to build this team for whatever future they have left with this group. Anyway, thanks. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts.
Who is that? Was it
Colin in Tennessee? I think
Colin.
Okay, so either
Colin
his name is Colin or he said he's calling from Tennessee, but I couldn't quite make it out, so I went with Colin.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go first?
I'll just say that last night I was watching the Buffalo Sabres play, and I think Tage Thompson scored or something. They had goals since, I want to say it's like 2019 or 2021. It was like the last four seasons.
Matthews is so far ahead.
Yeah, he was like second in the league. I think Tager third, and he was 50 goals past the next highest guy. And it's like, superstar.
Remember we did this one year of our show, right? Like talking about who the actual superstars were in the league. Remember that?
Yeah,
you guys don't remember?
That was
Kyper looks like he doesn't
back
remember.
in the day.
He's a superstar.
Just to come to Austin's defense a little bit on that call, it was not long ago he was that guy. Okay?
Well, it's kind of long ago.
Well, listen, he
2
played,
years?
well, a year and a half.
Yeah, year and a half.
Wasn't
Year and a
last
half.
year?
No, but he was also...
He almost scored his 70th in game
And,
82.
you know, he had to
the
go
other
to
year.
Germany for a bad back. There was a grace period for him.
Yeah.
And
Now it's like, okay, let's see that guy
whether
again.
it's justified or not, whether you believed it was worse or better, he did get the benefit of the doubt of not being healthy last season.
I think
So-
he wasn't healthy.
It doesn't appear like he's leading on that whatever he's going through with with his lack of presence has anything to do with his health. He's told people he's fine. He feels good. He had a good summer. No one's leaning towards him being hurt. But it's still there, and he is in the prime of any career when you're, late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So
definitely now it does feel like since he was good and then hurt and whatever, it would be nice now. Now.
Like tomorrow.
Like now would be a good time.
Like against
to
the
show it
Sabres
again.
when you guys are watching.
yeah, and it's like their season. It's just, and we did this yesterday. It's just too early to write him off like that. Like he's no longer a star. It's just like you're jumping the gun way too fast here. He just needs to find whatever got him, those 50 and 60 goal seasons, 69, whatever passion, magic, whatever he felt. I'll tell you another thing about Austin for me personally. Like the man has lost his confidence. He's lost that strut, whatever. He just doesn't, I don't know if it's just, I think it's a confidence thing with him right now too. He's got to break one open here to get the juices flowing again.
Yeah, have a few fly in the net past a goalie when you rip one.
Like start Colton Ellis on Friday or Saturday.
First career dub.
Yeah, it looked good.
Okay, I'm playing this one because I'm being journalistic. Okay, Bourne?
Not your strength, buddy.
Journalistic plus super fan.
Michelle,
can you do it all?
Let's just play Michelle. I don't want to play this one, but I'm going to play it because we gotta show both sides. Let's call Michelle from Barrie.
I just have to say, Sammy, your reaction video to Springer's home run was exactly how every Jays fan felt in that moment. Absolute perfection.
Yep.
Now about the Leafs.
Oh boy.
Marner was always my favorite, and even though I knew he was going to leave, it still hurt when it happened. Watching the team now, I can't help but feel that his absence goes beyond just skill. He wasn't only a great two-way player, he was the hype guy, the energy in the room. He was always the last one off the ice in warm-ups, the last to high-five the goalie, the guy who looked genuinely happy to be out there. So my question is, who's that guy now? Do the Leafs have someone bringing that same spark and enthusiasm, or is that something they're missing early in the season? I just want to say, go Jays goes. I'm so excited, and talk to you guys later. Bye.
Our thanks to Michelle from Barrie. You are no longer allowed to call in and start with anything Sammy.
Why?
Okay.
Why? It was a nice message. It was also for the third out. It wasn't the Springer home run.
Because we get jealous over here.
Yeah, no. Listen, it's my voice in the recording. They miss him.
Yeah, I mean,
They miss him.
he was so delighted to be here. He couldn't wait to leave.
I get that part of it.
The, I guess the question is there a guy who does that now? And how could we, I just feel like it's too early to know that. But one thing you have to be is good. You can't, no one really cares if it's like Kelly Yarncroc has now brought pom-poms out.
Boy, his DJing sick.
Yeah.
It's like 12 minutes.
Okay, hold on. We don't know. We're not in the dressing room. We don't follow these guys after games to team parties or anything like that. But so you tell me who would appear to have that type of personality to do that for you, JB?
Like PK Subban?
Would Matthews, because he's the captain, would you expect him to be that guy to bring everybody together at his house and have a Halloween party?
I take umbrage with the whole concept. Do you need this? Is this?
It's always been historically
you need a glue guy.
Very
100%.
important aspect of your season.
But I would argue
Marner was the glue guy.
But I would argue last year. Listen, I think in years
he had the most get-togethers. It was always him.
Kyper, on the other side of it, I think leading up until last year, I would be okay with this conversation. But him, like with the asking teammates about Vegas and the Four Nations stuff and the tampering, I think there was a lot of stuff at the end of last year that was pretty greasy in terms of fans being mad about it. But I do think that they're missing an energy. And say what you will about Mitch, if you're a fan or not a fan, energy is what he brought.
I think in those playoff games where we're talking about game 5 and 5, the other series in 7 where they don't have that energy, it's like that's what they were hoping to find this year is how can you find it? And God, I will say I'm very concerned that Joshua does not seem someone, going to pick people up with energy on the ice. I don't know. I mean, tough for us to know in the room. Steve Laurent seems like a really positive, upbeat, fun guy. I don't know.
So can we sneak one more in here?
Yep.
Gary from Etobicoke, please.
The Maple Leafs are bringing out the B in me today. I see that Bobby McMahon is going to be on the top line with Austin, and we're going to see how that works out. But the B in me is telling me that this bashful, broken, and bereft of beauty hockey team, and I guess you may guess that this leaves me somewhat bitter. But still, we're coming back to the Bobbies of the world. Bobby Orr, Bobby Hull, Bobby Russo, and Bobby Baud. These guys have had great pedigree, and they're all Bobbies. You could even look at Bob Bourne because, of the alliteration effect, and, of course, his championship pedigree and his relationship with Justin. So they're bringing out the B in me. If Coach Berube's name was Bob, that would even be better. But this team is definitely bringing out the B in me. Guys, what letters are the Leafs bringing out in you?
Fantastic call.
BS.
F.
A. How about A? Apathy.
That was
thank
well
you for
done.
the effort.
That was really well done.
Appreciate the effort on that.
Do we have anyone else quickly we can play here? Let's go to my boy Terrace from Hamilton.
That was fun.
Okay, so getting a little worried about the budget this year. Things aren't looking so good. But, hopefully they can turn it around. My big concern here, though, is I don't know if these guys want to play Berube-style hockey. JB last year often used an analogy about ingredients in a cake or something when talking about Marner's contract and Tavares' contract and how, if you pay a different price for sugar, it doesn't make the recipe any better. Well, if you change the recipe, it doesn't churn your sugar into salt. These boys used to try to bake a cake under Keefe, but now it feels like they've been asked to make a, real working-class hoagie sandwich, something you know about in Hamilton here, and I just don't know if they got the stuff. It's like, yeah, they obviously have the stuff. Austin Matthews is an incredibly talented player, but if the guy doesn't want to play Berube-style hockey, what the hell do you do? Yeah. I don't know. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Do you think they're cut out to make Berube-style hockey sandwiches? To follow my analogy a little bit further, it's a pretty good analogy.
It's a great analogy.
Craig Berube hockey.
It's
I really like
he makes a really valid point, and one historically has always been around in any decade, in any era, is that are the players and what the coach wants on the same page? Yeah. Are they aligned?
Do you have the roster that fits
the
way the coach wants to play? Here's the biggest problem. So I think it's a great question, is if you had this roster, what would be the best way to maximize it? Because I'm not sure it's fancy-dancy, two-touch passing either.
No, it's not.
But I'm also not sure. It's almost like, different parts of the lineup need to be doing different things to have success, and that's a challenge.
And if you look at the lines from today, you would say that he is really trying to find different parts of the roster to do.
Making a hoagie cake.
Boy, is he ever.
I do agree with the caller that at times I believe that Craig needs to be a little bit more sophisticated with what he's trying to get them to do. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, we hear pucks in deep. We hear pucks to the net.
Direct.
Right? Straight lines, direct, predictable.
North-south.
I mean, guys, we've been covering the Leafs a long time now. Even before we got together on our show, like it was when Kyle Dubas first came on board, it was regroups. Oh my God, the regroups drove me crazy.
Oh yeah,
and it was like really puck possession, regroups. Don't give it away. One of the most dangerous teams on the rush.
It was the most distinct stylistic change that I can remember in the NHL.
So we went from that to this. Mm-hmm. Is there a middle somewhere?
Sure is. Yes is the answer to that. Yeah, I just don't think you can thrive in the NHL today when you give the puck to the other team a lot because they're so good on their first touches. So when you go back on a retrieval, sometimes you got to find a guy. You can't just bang it off the boards all day and to go in a battle up by the blue line, sometimes you need a little slip underneath.
Berube referenced the one and done a lot.
Offensively.
Yeah. Sorry?
Offensively.
Like, one and done.
Yeah.
And it's like, where's the secondary cycle? Where's the drive to the net? Where's the it just seems like even Matthews misses the net and it's out. But that's the one and done he's talking about, is like there's nothing sustainable.
No, they're not winning back rebounds. They're not winning back their missed shots. Got to find a way.
All right. Thanks for watching. We got Blair and Barker next.